Developed over a period of approximately 15 years, the Tu-204 was the last model in the Soviet medium-haul passenger aircraft design. During this period, the designer's perception of what it should be underwent significant changes on numerous occasions. The aircraft was designed to supersede the Tu-134 and Tu-154, the previous generation of medium-haul Tupolev airliners. Development started in the early 1970s. The new airliner was intended to be twice as fuel-efficient as its predecessors, as well as more comfortable, safer, and all-season. The first concept of design intended for the new aircraft to be an enlarged version of the Tu-134, with engines located in the rear section and an increased fuselage diameter to accommodate 150 to 180 passengers. The selection of this design may have been influenced by Leonid Selyakov, the project leader, who had previously served as the principal designer of the smaller Tushka, or T-134. The designers intended to shorten the development time by incorporating numerous advancements from the Tu-134 and 154 series. The project also included modernized NK8 engines, which are the same as those used on the Tu-154. The global aviation industry was progressively transitioning away from rear-engine aircraft as the project was in progress. The installation of jet engines beneath the wings was becoming more prevalent. Upon reconsidering its approach, the Tupolev Design Bureau introduced a new concept in 1975. The updated design bore a striking resemblance to an Airbus, with a fuselage length that was comparable to the Tu-154. However, the diameter was considerably increased, measuring 5 meters, as opposed to the previous model's 3.8 meters. The most evident modification was the engine placement, which was similar to the new American airliners McDonnell Douglas MD-10 and Lockheed L-1011 TriStar. The engines were positioned under each wing and in the tail. A full-scale mock-up of the three-engine Tu-204 was built in 1982. The Tu-204 was configured with 3 engines, but it was only available as a full-scale model. After abandoning unification with the Tu-154, the designers started investigating multiple design variations. They entertained the possibility of using both the most recent high-bypass jet engines and propfan engines, neither of which were produced in the Soviet Union at the time. The fuselage, landing gear, and principal systems had been determined by the Tupolev Design Bureau in the early 1980s. The fuselage capacity was increased to accommodate 208 passengers. Nevertheless, there were disputes regarding the aircraft's power plant. Manufacturers such as Boeing and Airbus were developing twin-engine airliners, including the Boeing 757 and 767 and the Airbus A300. By the time the trend for 3-engine airliners had passed, the Tupolev team also elected to investigate this concept, which they designated Tu-204-200. A new engine, the D90, was developed by the team of chief designer Pavel Soloviev for this iteration. Work on the 3-engine 300 variant continued in the interim. Chief designers Alexei Tupolev and Soloviev himself supported this version, as they were of the opinion that it would be impossible to develop a jet engine of sufficient power in light of the current condition of Soviet industry. The estimated thrust of 12 to 14 tons per engine was determined to be inadequate for a twin-engine design. Nevertheless, Leonid Selyakov was adamant about the twin-engine configuration. Selyakov resigned and transferred the project to a new chief designer as a result of the conflict. Nevertheless, his argument was ultimately validated. The D90's propulsion was successfully increased to 16 tons, and the twin-engine design was selected as the final configuration. The Tu-204 entered flight testing in this configuration, and it made history in Russian aviation. The PS90 engine is the current name for the D90 engine. The first flight of the Tupolev Tu-204 happened on January 2, 1989. The first model was equipped with Soloviev PS90 turbofan engines and subsequently underwent a series of modifications, such as the SM and 300. There are many variants of the aircraft, each of which is tailored to address specific operational requirements. The Tu-204 is the basic passenger model, and the designation C is the cargo variant of this base model. The Tu-204-100 was the first passenger version to be certified in 1995 and is powered by Russian PS-90A engines. A variant that is heavier and has a higher fuel capacity is the 200 version, which is designed to provide an extended range. Furthermore, the 100C and 200C are cargo versions of these variants that are equipped with a forward main deck freight door. Upgraded and specialized variants are also included in the Tu-204 family. The SM or the CM is a modernized version that features upgraded avionics, PS90A2 engines, and improved passenger amenities. Additionally, it can operate with 2 pilots. It was intended to comply with international standards. However, production was restricted. A shortened fuselage version of the 300 version with an extended range is designed for long-haul operations, whereas the 500 version is a short-haul variant that is optimized for shorter routes and is based on the 300 version. Tupolev developed Westernized variants to appeal to non-Russian markets. The 120 and 220 versions are fitted with Rolls-Royce RB211 engines. The 120C and 220C are freighter versions of these Westernized variants. The Tu-204 platform has been modified to accommodate various operational requirements and international market demands, as evidenced by these variants. The Tu-204-SM, the most recent significant iteration of the Tu-204, performed its inaugural flight in December 2010. It failed to garner widespread orders, despite its upgrades, which included improved avionics and 2-pilot operation. Production records indicate that the last Tu-204 was built in July 2021. However, a few aircraft are still operational or stored. As part of its strategy to replace Western aircraft in the wake of sanctions, Russia is presently focusing on the production of the Tu-214, a derivative of the Tu-204. Nevertheless, the aircraft has been mainly replaced by more recent designs, such as the MC-21. Now, do you think Tu-204 has any future in Russia? Let us know in the comments. Please like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel. Please also take membership in our channel to encourage us.